All right, let's just dive right into this. Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're taking a super structured, data-driven look at easily one of the most stressful headlines of the year, the 2026 AI job crisis. I mean, if you've been reading the news lately, it really feels like the artificial intelligence apocalypse has completely arrived for the white-collar worker. But we are going to break down the actual, verified data, separate all that media hype from boardroom reality, and show you exactly what is really going on behind the scenes. Because this is the million-dollar question we need to answer today, right? Is AI truly advancing so fast that it's replacing human talent at an unprecedented scale? Or is big tech maybe feeding us a highly calculated illusion? Well, the reality, as you'll see from the data, is a really complex mix of both. We're going to look at the massive layoff numbers, identify the specific roles caught in the crosshairs, and then uncover a fascinating corporate strategy that honestly might just change how you view your own job security. So let's start with the sheer scale of the disruption we're seeing. 80,000. That is the staggering number of employees laid off across the tech industry in just the first quarter of 2026 alone. And this comes right on the heels of a totally brutal 2025, where over 100,000 workers lost their jobs. The tech industry has literally been bleeding talent. But here is the catch. When these companies announce these cuts, they're increasingly pointing their fingers directly at a single, shiny new culprit. Yeah, out of all those recent job cuts, nearly 50,000 of them have been explicitly linked to artificial intelligence by the companies themselves. According to data from Challenger Gray & Christmas, these aren't just your generic, run-of-the-mill restructuring announcements. Nope, executives are out there openly telling the public and their shareholders that they are letting people go because AI and automation have made their roles entirely redundant. Now, to really put that into perspective, we aren't just talking about tiny startups pivoting. We're talking about the titans. Look at Amazon, eliminating roughly 30,000 corporate roles over a couple of massive sweeps, specifically citing automation and AI embedded across their internal processes. Then you've got Oracle, making huge cuts, impacting an estimated 30,000 staff tied to AI adoption and funding their data centers. And then there's Block, the fintech giant, slashing 4,000 jobs, which, by the way, is nearly half its headcount. And honestly, this quote perfectly captures the mindset of today's tech executives. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Block, used exactly these words to justify cutting his workforce in half. The message coming straight from the top is crystal clear. The fundamental mechanics of operating a business have shifted. They truly believe they can do significantly more with significantly less human capital. But of course, this begs a pretty huge question. Who exactly is the less in this equation? Which brings us to Section 1, the target zone. Who is getting replaced? Okay, so moving from the big macro company data down to the micro level, who is actually sitting in this target zone? Which specific human workers are finding their daily tasks getting outsourced to large language models? To understand this, it's absolutely crucial we look at AI exposure scores, which were mapped out by the renowned AI researcher Andrej Karpathy. He scored over 300 occupations on a 0 to 10 scale, based on how much AI can actually do the work. Now, you might assume manual labor is the most at risk, right? Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. High-paying, white-collar office roles, like software developers sitting at a 9, are incredibly exposed because their work is done entirely on a computer. Medical transcriptionists, they hit a perfect 10. Meanwhile, hands-on physical roles like physical therapists score a remarkably low 2. The ultimate protective factor today is physical presence and navigating the unpredictable real world. But here is a massive, and I mean massive, twist in the data. Research out of Columbia Business School points out that the real threat of AI might not actually be mass firings at all. Instead, it's a silent hiring freeze. They call it the junior worker squeeze. See, AI is incredibly good at entry-level structured tasks, so companies aren't necessarily firing all their senior staff, they just simply aren't hiring the new graduates who used to come in and do all the grunt work. The entire bottom rung of the corporate ladder is essentially being automated away. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's understanding exactly which jobs are taking the hit right now. Based on verified data from 2026, here are the 10 specific job roles most impacted by these AI layoffs and hiring freezes. We're looking at customer support, where companies like Salesforce literally have AI handling 50% of their interactions. Then we see junior software developers, corporate recruiters, copywriters, data entry keyers, paralegals, bookkeepers, medical transcriptionists, market research analysts, and tax preparers. Why these 10? Because their day-to-day relies heavily on routine, structured data, and text processing. They are sitting right in the direct path of what generative AI does best. And that leads us to Section 2, the corporate twist, also known as AI washing. Now look, if you're sitting in one of those exposed roles we just listed, you might be feeling a little panicked right now. But we have to ask a really important question. Are all of these massive headline-grabbing layoffs actually about artificial intelligence? Enter the concept of AI washing. This is a real game changer of a term you need to understand. AI washing is the corporate practice of taking financially motivated layoffs, cuts that a company had to make anyway to save money, and blaming them on the implementation of artificial intelligence. Why do they do this? Well, because telling Wall Street you're firing people because your business is struggling really hurts your stock price. But saying you're pivoting to a sleek, AI-driven efficiency model, investors absolutely love that. The stark reality is, many of these companies don't even have mature AI ready to replace the thousands of people they're letting go. And hey, you definitely don't just have to take my word for it. Even the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, publicly called this whole thing out. He stated, "There's some AI washing where people are blaming AI for layoffs that they would otherwise do." Think about that for a second. When the literal pioneer of the generative AI boom is telling you that corporations are using his technology as a convenient scapegoat for their own poor business decisions, we really need to pay attention. And let's just hold up the corporate spin right next to the economic reality for a second. On one hand, we have the stated reason for the layoffs, pivoting resources to AI efficiency and automation. It sounds super innovative, forward-thinking, right? But on the other hand, we have the actual reason. Big tech massively overhired during the pandemic, and now, faced with high interest rates and huge pressure to cut costs, they literally just have to trim the fat. Blaming AI is a complete PR masterstroke. It boosts their stock prices while conveniently hiding the fact that executives simply misjudge the market. So let's look ahead. Section 3, Forrester's 2030 Reality Check. If all these current headlines are being clouded by AI washing, what does the actual verified future look like for us? Let's totally pivot away from the media panic and look at a really pragmatic, research-backed forecast for the end of the decade from the analysts at Forrester. This data highlights a massive contrast between the apocalyptic headlines and reality. Forrester projects that only 6% of U.S. jobs will be fully automated and replaced by AI. 6%! Meanwhile, 20% of jobs will be augmented, meaning the human stays, but just uses AI to do their job way better. And a massive 74% will remain largely unaffected. To get to full job replacement at scale, labor productivity would need to accelerate at a pace we simply are not seeing yet. Forrester's Vice President J.P. Garner completely hits the nail on the head here. He's actively warning that companies that over-automate right now, buying into all this hype, are going to face some very costly pullbacks. In fact, Forrester predicts that over half of these AI-attributed layoffs will actually be quietly reversed when these companies finally realize they prematurely fired the exact human talent required to operate and oversee these complex systems. Guys, AI is a tool to enhance talent, not some magic box that just runs a company all on its own. So let's wrap this up and see what your path forward looks like. What is the main takeaway you should get from this explainer? To survive and really thrive, you've got to combine AI skills with deep adaptability. Yes, for sure, entry-level coding and routine text generation are highly exposed right now. But your strategic problem-solving, your complex human judgment, and your physical presence, those remain incredibly valuable. You need to learn exactly what the tool can do and then fiercely protect and develop the skills that remain uniquely human. Which leaves us with one final big thought. The AI job apocalypse is mostly a myth, fueled by a crazy mix of corporate PR and some genuine technological shifts. But the transformation of how we work, that is absolutely real. So if AI is ultimately just a tool, how will you adapt your own skills to become irreplaceable in this new era? It is definitely time to stop fearing the technology and start figuring out how to make it work for you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.